Dio.
Dio? Sorry, who? I think you might.
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
You can't do what? What? Sorry? Okay, that's done. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it really is what it says on the tin. On your first episode, it's a rivalry between two stepbrothers, and then on your third, it's a funky take on a gothic vampire story. By episode 12, an ancient being is awakened that is 10 times stronger than the vampire dude, but by episode 74, that vampire guy is back 10 times stronger than the previous dude. At episode 151, Giorno unlocks the ability
and
of course he is a mafia boss because Giorno hates the mafia. Also, this villain is like 10 times weaker than the last one. At episode 152, Jolene's friend. I mean, they also trap a paedophile in a rock. Spoiler warning, by the way.
Yo, Angelo.
Now, I am going to be talking about the show specifically, and as good as the manga is, and I mean that, I literally have 7 of the books on my desk at college, which I enjoy reading, like sitting down and reading. What is wrong with me? I also have a JoJo poster in my dorm. I mean, actually, I have 2 JoJo posters in my dorm. Okay, 3 at a stretch, as well as some tank tops and t-shirts and a belt. That's all of the stuff that I own, but on the way, I've got a figure, I've got more belts, I've got stickers, I've got a bed sheet, and I've got a really fucking awesome ring inspired by Jotaro Kujo. I wasn't lying in the title. I really love this show, and if you don't believe me, let's just ask my friends and see what they think. Oscar, what do you think of JoJo?
I think it's good. It's awful. Very confusing and I didn't get it.
I don't give a fuck.
I think it's bad.
I'm not personally a fan, but I've actually, I've heard questionable things about it.
I didn't really care. Shit, mate. It was garbage.
The way you explain it is like it's the best thing in the world, and then I watched it with you in mind, and I would have been really confused, but I was like, someone in the world gets it to a point where it's their favorite show, so I was like, it slaps.
I would waffle about why I love colour use in the show, but a really cool YouTuber called Funk has already made an in-depth analysis about colour in JoJo. However, colour in JoJo is brilliantly used, and a great example is the Part 4 intro. And yes, this is from the same part in which the show will use colour as a tool to literally make you go, look at this point. So, Josuke is vibing, and it's all colourful. No colour is distinctly changing, but it's all spinning. Then Koichi is vibing. It's a similar sitch. It's all spinny colours, but nothing's changing. Okuyasu, it's the same thing. But what the intro has done here is conditioned you 3 times to think this spinny colour thingy is normal. You've seen the same volume of colour fucking spinning consistently for so long, you've gotten to the point where it's not really cool visually anymore. So then, when this happens, the introduction to colour shifting here is genuinely genius, especially with the prior conditioning. Just as the viewer gets used to this, you get hit with this, and there's a sudden wave of whoa. The best part about this intro is it doesn't just do it once, it does it twice!
Alright, we got the crazy noisy bizarre town. Oh look, there's Josuke. Oh, there's lots of color. Oh, it's Koichi. There's lots of color. It's pretty cool. It's Okuyasu. Lots of color going on there. Hey, it's black and white. What the hell is going on here? Oh my fucking god!
As Dilly very kindly pointed out, you got color, black and white, and then you get hit back with spinning color. What? Dilly. In this one intro, the studio has proven in around 20 seconds that they can use a really strong technique to build effect using color. Okay, but that's in the intro, that's all well and good. Can they actually do it in the show? Take a look at this one scene and focus on the character Rohan and how his color palette changes. He's the guy with green hair.
やばいな。このまま突っ込まれたらやられてしまうじゃないか。もし僕が漫画の主人公なら、この場合どうするか。どうやって奴の目を開かせるか。そうだ。光一君のファイルに何か書いてあったぞ。 あったぞ、これだよ。君のそのヘアスタイル笑っちまうぞジョウスケ。2、30年前の古臭いセンスなんじゃないの？かっこいいと思ってんのかよ。かな。
Keep in mind that this scene was drawn by Araki with the absence of color. So all the color work here is completely done originally by the studio. Now the reason why these color schemes work so well is because they're synchronized with Rohan's attitude towards his situation and his character motivation. So, the first time we see a color scheme is when he's thinking, the next time is when he's reading, the next time is when we see Rohan gain confidence in his ability, and finally when he thinks he's won this battle. These kind of color changes are scattered all over JoJo. And doing stuff like this really assigns key moments with visual indicators that the audience can subtly build upon, and it builds tension, creates effect, and ultimately makes the audience more engaged in the scene. You know what? I didn't even know Rohan's palette changed so much in this scene. I just looked up one of my favorite fights, skipped forward, found some genius use of color, and then used it as an example. It is awesome. I won't have anyone tell me out otherwise. In fact, while I was writing this script, I took a break and just started to watch a fight, you know, because it's awesome. I just got back from a workout, had a protein shake in a mug, and watched some JoJo. It was great. These color changes that run in parallel with the context of the scene just create so much more visually grasping content. Animation is a format that should be crazy, explosive, and colourful, and JoJo takes full advantage of what it is and plays into it. Have I talked about how stupid this show is yet?
もう世への恨みはない。こんな素晴らしい男に、こんな温かい人間に最後の最後に出会えたから、我が女王のもとへ旅だと。ジョナス、我が女王より賜ったこの剣に刻んである言葉を捧げよう。ラック。そして君の未来へこれを持って行け。ブラック。ブラフォード。
What?
What the fuck is
JoJo has so many of these funny as fuck moments that just randomly pop up in the show, and they're so fucking good! So there was this one episode in part 3, when one of the characters, Kakyoin, starts to act pretty sus. You see this shit? This character is meant to be a civilized, intelligent guy who puts strategy first, but turns out he was some imposter. Clearly, the sus activity of gave it away, right? But at the end of the episode, this happens.
JoJo, そのチェリー食べないのか？がっつくようだが僕の好物なんだ。くれないか？
ああ。
サンキュー。レロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロ。お、ジョジョ見ろ。フラミンゴが飛んだぞ。
やれやれ。
And this is fucking funny! And I'm sorry it left me laughing for a fucking long ass time. And I really don't do the joke justice. Right here, you really need to see it in the episode because it's genuinely genius. The fact that this happens after you've had all this intense action to then calm scenery to then Kakyoin going I really just spent that long explaining one joke. Let me try again. So, funny thing happens, and then they do the funny thing again. Now I know what you're thinking. Why do I keep on changing clothes? Well, I'm actually kind of filming this as I edit it as a new kind of way to practice my process, and it's pretty fun, but I promise from this point onward, the changing clothes thing isn't going to happen anymore. Anyway, you know what really slaps? JoJo music. Oh my lord, do I binge this like a rich kid addicted to cocaine. And you know what? The music is good, but don't let me tell you. Let the statistics tell you. Yugo Kanno's top 5 songs each have more than 11 million listens, with his best one having almost 48 million listeners. Are you kidding me? His top 5 songs have more total listens than Easy Life's top 5 songs, and yes, I figured it out on the calculator app. And there's such a variety, like you have trippy music, you have cool work vibes music. You got some rock music. Yeah! You've even got some funky vibes. By the way, the wind instruments and Bloody Stream run in parallel with Joseph's personality so nicely. Like, you can just imagine him kicking and saying, your next line is, all throughout that fucking song. The point is, I really like JoJo. This is one of my favorite shows. It's got a fun story, and yes, it may be goofy and silly, but it does have some really cool stuff going for it. JoJo is far more in depth than meets the eye. With its clever filmmaking techniques like its use of color, brilliant approach to humor, as well as an emotionally captivating story that grows off its own unique concept and ideas. In the world of media, you have your westerns, you have your sci-fis, you have your romances, but no genre, no style can distinguish JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.